Yeah, hi everybody. There we go. I hope you've had a fun and productive week, and we're going to do a quick recap of divine command theory in preparation for our next ethical theory. Okay, divine command theory is a form of religious ethics, okay, and divine command theory, is rooted in God, especially God's nature. Okay, so these divine commands flow from the nature of God, right? And these commands to human beings are then written down in the various holy books, right? So we have, for example, the Jewish Bible, the Christian Bible, and the Quran, okay? And all we have to do to find out what God thinks on a topic or what God requires of human beings is to just open up, the holy book, and there it is. Okay, so for example, in the Jewish Bible, we have the 613 commands that God gave to Moses on Mount Sinai, 10 of which are very famous. They're known as what? Right, the 10 Commandments. Okay, but altogether, there were 613, laws or commands that God gave to, the Israelites or the Jews that govern all areas of life. Okay, that's what Orthodox Judaism teaches. Okay, 613 commands delivered on Mount Sinai. Okay, likewise in the Christian Bible, specifically in say Matthew chapters 5 and 6, we have Jesus, giving his disciples commands, and by extension the world. Okay, and since in traditional Christianity Jesus is Theos Anthropos, or the God-man, and when Jesus issues commands like this, these are divine commands. Okay? So when Jesus says, love your enemies, that's a divine command. When Jesus says, pray for those who persecute you, that's a divine command. When Jesus says, go the extra mile when asked, that's a divine command. And, left on their own, humans probably wouldn't do these things. Okay? But it takes God to step in and issue these commands to keep people in line, okay? And likewise in the Quran, and another body of literature known as the Hadith, we have Allah and Muhammad, making commands, okay? So when Allah talks about calling all people to Islam, inviting them to Islam, that's known as dawah. And that is a divine command. Dawah is a divine command, inviting people to accept Islam. Similarly, the notion of jihad, okay, which literally means struggle. Jihad, the struggle to spread Islam across the entire earth until it's triumphant, that is a divine command. And there are various, forms of jihad that you can read about on your own time. Okay, there's financial jihad, giving money to help further Islam. There's educational jihad that aims to, teach people about Islam in order to spread it. There's a military component to jihad, okay, and so on and so forth, okay. So whether it's the Jewish Bible, the Christian Bible, or the Quran, we have some strengths and some weaknesses with divine command theory. So really quick, one of the strengths is that it's very cut and dry. Want to know what God thinks? Open up the Holy Book and boom, there it is. Okay, one of the weaknesses is that, when you have millions of people reading, these three texts, you're going to get different interpretations, right? Okay, just think of all the things Christians are for and against. They're for the death penalty, they're against it. They're for abortion, they're against it. They're for homosexuality, they're against it. Okay? They're all reading the same text, right? But when you have 2 billion Christians on the planet, they're not all going to agree. Okay? So, the way Roman Catholics do ethics is very different from, say, the way the United Methodists do ethics, okay? But then we have factions within the Roman Catholic Church and factions within the United Methodist Church, and it gets a little confusing at times. But, long story short, when you have 2 billion people reading a text, they're going to be all over the board as far as right and wrong goes, and as far as what they think the divine commands mean. Okay, so it's just something to look out for as we, study divine command ethics, and I think we've laid down some groundwork so that we can, continue our education on our own after our classes come to an end. And that's a very big part of a college education is, teaching ourselves how to learn and, gathering together the tools that we can then use down the road as we pursue these topics more in depth. Okay? So reach out to me if you have any questions, and let's all look forward to our next learning adventure together. I'll see you in the Cyber Cafe.